The school sandwich. Does your child insist on the same thing every day?
The Kids Post.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Kids Post channel. The lunchbox sandwich. Let's face it, it's quick and easy and you probably have a child that won't eat anything else. But are you concerned about sending your child to school with very little nutritional value in it? Mandy Sacker, our pediatric nutritionist, is here to help. Hi Mandy.
Hi Carly. So sandwiches can be a really healthy option if we choose quality ingredients.
If you have this child that just won't change what they want in their sandwich, what can those parents do?
First of all, we need to look for a good quality bread. You need to look for a bread that has no more than 6 ingredients and doesn't contain any preservatives.
Can we find these in our local supermarket?
You can, so I've brought you in a few options. So first of all, this is Bill's Organic Sourdough Bread, which is found in most supermarkets. The other one is wraps. Mountain bread wraps are really popular and they're also a really good option. However, if you're gonna go to an artisan bakery or a local bakery, looking for a spelt sourdough is my absolute favorite bread, best alternative to wheat. Far more digestible and easier and gentle on children's stomachs. So when you're looking for your breads, you want to see the word whole in front of the grain. If it's whole wheat or spelt, whatever it may be, you want to see the word whole. The other product that I want to show you is called Ancient Grains. So this is found in specialty stores. It has 4 ingredients and it's got rolls which are really soft and better than a hamburger roll. When we're thinking of spreads, so spreads are different to fillings. Spreads are where your child's going to get their essential fats. I love coconut oil, very healthy, medium chain saturated fat, has got a lot of beneficial health properties, antifungal, antibacterial, really good for growing bodies. Ghee is another option. So for some children that have an intolerance to dairy, they actually can handle ghee. So then we have tahini and sunflower seed butter, which are healthy fats but also contain protein. So they have that double effect of being a fat and a protein. Another excellent fat to spread onto your sandwich is avocado. Avocado pear is a good alternative to butter or margarine or any other spread. Very important to think about using an unsalted butter instead of margarine. Supermarkets, they've got a lot of other kinds, which as long as it says unsalted, it's a good option. So some people prefer margarine or spreadable kinds of fats to your traditional butter because they say it's easier to spread. However, butter, if you take it out in the morning, leave it out for 10 minutes, it will be easy to spread. If it still hasn't softened, just put a little bit in hot water, so in a glass ceramic bowl and in hot water, and it should soften. Okay, so now we're moving on to your filling. Really, really important when we are choosing a filling to include a healthy protein. Protein is one of the things that's lacking from us children's lunchbox.
I know I struggle to get protein into the lunchbox because with fussy eating and rules at different schools on the food that you're allowed, it's really tough.
It is tough. So I've brought in a few options to show you. So first of all, most kids love cheese. So when we're looking for a cheese, we can make it a healthy school option if we choose a real cheese. So I've brought in a few options. So you've got Nimbin Naturals, which is available now at most supermarkets. Really low in sodium, so low in salt, good for kids. Other low salt options are Swiss cheeses. Mozzarella is another good option, but again, make sure that it's got no preservatives. Okay. Another favorite is Barumba. You can get this shredded, you can get them in sandwich slices. So really, really important to focus on the cheese.
Right cheese.
The right cheese.
Okay.
The other option when choosing cheeses is try to get your child onto white cheeses. So we've got variation and they are naturally lower in salt and they are healthy. So I've brought in a goat's cheese.
The flavour of a goat's cheese, is that not very strong for kids?
For some children it's strong, but if your child's eating feta cheese or Parmesan cheese,
Then they'll cope with this.
They will.
Okay, it's a good idea.
Okay, the other thing when it comes to cheeses, we can consider ricotta cheese from your local deli or a tzatziki based cheese spread. And just try to make sure when choosing your cheeses that you don't see any numbers on the nutrition panel. So now we're going to look at the protein. Okay. So generally a lot of parents choose tuna fish.
Yep.
When choosing a tuna fish, try to look for a brand that is either in spring water or it's in extra virgin olive oil. We want to avoid the tuna fish in brine or that are in vegetable oils. If possible, if we can move our children on from tuna fish onto something like salmon or sardines, then it's a better option because
I don't know about sardines, but it's worth a try.
So if you've got really young children and you start off with those fishier fish, then they might be more used to it. If not, you can try a hot smoked salmon again that has no preservatives. There are certain ones on the market. You need to just look for the safe, healthy, no nitrates or nitrites added to it.
Okay.
Next, we have to talk about cold meats. So there's been a lot of attention to giving children cold meats in the media lately. Reason for that is that they can be carcinogenic and really high in sodium. Cold meats often contain only 60% meat. Often that meat is not disclosed, so we don't actually know what our children are eating in their meat, and very high in sodium and contain nitrates and nitrites. So the first ingredient should say the type of meat it is. So if it's going to be beef, you want to see the word beef written down. I have found an amazing product. It's Lewis & Son. It's not available everywhere. You do need to look for it at specialty stores, but it's an example of a cold meat that is 96% meat and there's no preservatives. If you can't go to the trouble to find a specialty product, simply roast chicken, roast a ham, roast some beef at home and slice it into small portions and put it in the freezer. You'll have it for weeks. Next thing are tahini and sunflower butter. Although we talked about them as healthy fats, they also contain protein. Tahini especially contains more protein than any other nut butter.
So would children just have tahini on a sandwich and that's it?
So if they're not used to it, the answer is unfortunately in most cases not likely. So we do need to add something to it. So often if your child's going to school with a honey sandwich, try to add some tahini to it. If your child's going to school with a Vegemite sandwich,
this is a big one because I know there's a lot of kids out there that just go, I want Vegemite for lunch. So I think it's great because what you've pointed out to us today is if they are like that, then you can definitely improve the bread that you're using, you can improve the butter that you're using and move it forward from there. Is that
absolutely,
right?
And we have to remember that a lot of these yeasty type spreads don't contain any protein. So if you can put a layer of tahini or sunflower butter mixed in with it, you're getting some protein into them. Another good option are dips. So dips are a good way to add protein and healthy fats into your children's sandwiches. So something like hummus, or like I mentioned before, tzatziki, will contain protein.
And can you just use any hummus? Is it all the same thing?
So there are different hummuses on the market and there are some that contain a lot of preservatives. This particular brand I really like as it doesn't contain any preservatives. Good option. Or you can make your own, and I've got a fantastic recipe on my website for homemade hummus. The other thing we need to consider is that a lot of parents are using mayonnaise. So a lot of mayonnaises have little nutritional value and we need to look for either a real egg mayonnaise or make it at home. So I've brought one in to show you that doesn't contain any preservatives, and it's a good way to get your children to eat more protein-rich meals such as chicken, mayonnaise sandwiches, or...
Can we buy this at the supermarket?
This you can buy in some health food sections, but again, it's a specialty product.
Okay.
Supermarket mayonnaises, you may have to make your own or look in the health food section.
For more great tips and Mandy's Lunchbox Solution workshop details, head to her website, which is on screen now, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.